trusted news source. This is Channel 8 News at 5.
Coming up tonight, over the past few years, the U.S. military is seeing suicide rates increase significantly. Plus, you could help keep our children warm this winter with an upcoming coat drive. But first tonight, increasing education on this federal holiday. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. Rod has the night off. In honor of Indigenous Peoples Day, a local organization hosted an educational summit. Channel 8's Jatine Tinsley has more details in our top story tonight. Jatine?
The National Indian Education Association wants state laws to implement more education in classrooms across Nebraska. The goal, to increase overall knowledge of Native American contributions and dismantle long-standing myths that continue to disparage Indigenous people. We all know how important education is, but what happens when minimal education is given on minority contributions and long-standing myths continue to be upheld in our history books? This is the question the National Indian Education Association is asking while holding Monday's virtual Indian Education for All Summit. National Indian Education Association Executive Director Diana Cornoyer shares her perspective on the current state of Indigenous people, where the educational system fails them, and what the NIA is doing to rectify it.
We never exclude anyone, but we are constantly excluded in the system itself. We are in a new era. In this year, what I'm calling the year of education sovereignty, I want to bring light to all the work that Native communities have done.
For decades, U.S. schools have long toted the idea that Christopher Columbus discovered America. So much so that many of us can recall learning the phrase in 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue. Yet Columbus was not the first foreign explorer to land in the Americas. The NIA calls this narrative an attack on tribal history.
We've established a tribal state policy staff position in response to this overwhelmingly high attacks on tribal history and culture in the classroom.
Additional efforts made by the NIA to reform Indigenous education in classrooms include expanding its legislative team to advance policy and regulatory priorities. Now, a few different events were scheduled today to honor Indigenous Peoples Day. If you were planning to attend the silent auction and documentary showing put on by the Lincoln Indian Center, it has been canceled. You should definitely note that. It's been rescheduled for November 4th. There's an anti-Columbus protest happening right now, and we'll have more on that coming up at 10.
Jatine, thank you very much for our top story tonight.
You're welcome.
Now we're going to take a look at health news now. The U.S. military has seen an increase in suicides. They've gone up by about 40% in the last 7 years, and officials say more needs to be done to address mental health. A study from the Cost of War Project says about 30,000 active service members and veterans of post-9/11 wars have died by suicide. That's 4 times the amount that have died in the actual combat operations of those wars. Researchers say exposure to trauma, access to guns, and difficulty returning to civilian life have all contributed to a decline in mental health.
What I've seen with the veterans I've worked with is a growing sense of despair. I'm not sure why, but you see more and more of it with folks that come here. We see differing responses, but for some of them, it's been pretty brutal.
Pastor Tom thinks this issue could be solved by expanding access to mental health professionals for military members. The Nebraska Department of Health and Human Services has a list of resources. You can find a link in this story on our website, klkntv.com. And staying on the topic of mental health, today is World Mental Health Day, and one local school added a licensed therapist to their building to help students who may be struggling. Lincoln Lutheran contracted with Grace Point Relational Health so students could have a safe place to ask for help. The goal of the program is to help the students better understand the importance of mental health.
The stress and anxiety levels that students are facing today are like we've never seen before in our country's history. And so it's time that on school campuses we have professionals who are specifically trained to deal with stress and anxiety and help students.
The therapist is free for students to use and is available every Thursday all day. The sessions last about 30 minutes. Right now, the Nebraska Red Cross is offering several tips to prevent a fire from starting in your home. It's all part of National Fire Prevention Week. Officials say a 2-minute escape plan is very important. Experts say the plan should include at least 2 ways to exit every single room, a meeting spot that's a safe distance from the home, and smoke alarms on every level of your home. And make sure those alarms are working. The Red Cross says home fire response happens 30% more during the late fall and winter seasons. And the Norris Public Power District is emphasizing safety to those who live in rural areas, especially with barns or other farm equipment. They say fire death rates are higher in those areas. The loss of property and livestock can also leave behind an extreme emotional and economic impact. Officials' #1 reminder: make sure heaters are far away from anything that can burn and are turned off when you leave a building. And after another summer filled with wildfires, the Nebraska Forest Service is sharing a Washington Post article. Very interesting here that beavers can actually help stop the spread of wildfires. According to the Post, America's largest rodents are creating soggy areas that fires can't cross. In fact, one expert says areas with without a lot of beavers had 3 times more damage during wildfires. However, the article did not confirm if beavers helped contain any of the wildfires in Nebraska. And the Bovee fire is almost completely contained, but it's still having a major impact on the Nebraska National Forest. Here's a map shared by the Nebraska National Forests and Grasslands. It shows what areas of the Bessie Ranger District remain closed. And this closure is lasting until November 30th. They say, though, if they can open sooner than that, they will, but they have to make sure those areas are safe. Bubba's Coat Drive has officially kicked off, helping families in need, and Channel 8 is also getting ready with a drive coming up soon. The Bubba's Closet program spans across every elementary school in Lincoln. Having a coat for the winter, keeps kids bundled up on chilly mornings, but it's also an important aspect of fitting in and emotional well-being.
There's always an emotional, a social aspect to this need. Kids feel better about themselves, of course, when they have the necessary clothing.
Next Wednesday, October 19th, Channel 8 is excited to be a part of the Bubba's Coat Drive. You can drop off coats all day at our station just south of 10th and Van Dorn. And speaking of the weather and cooler temperatures, it was a chilly morning, Rusty, but man, it has warmed up nicely.
Yeah, it turned into a really nice day. Temperatures, though, this morning on the chilly side for many of us, a lot of 30s out there, which isn't too far from normal, but still, it's getting to be that time of year. Here's a look at what the low temperatures across the state look like. 36 degrees in Lincoln, which is a little below average, 39 in Grand Island, 42 in Holdridge. Below freezing, though, in some spots like Thedford, Valentine, basically northwestern portions of the state. Outside right now, though, it warmed up nicely. This is South 6th Street and Perkins in Beatrice. The Shones roofing cam showing a mixture of clouds and sun, and temperatures pretty close to 80 degrees. It is 80 in Lincoln, 77 in Hebron, 79 degrees in Grand Island, 77 in Holdridge. So we did warm up nicely, and it's a little bit warmer than it was yesterday at this time, just a degree or two for most of central and eastern Nebraska, much warmer to the north and west. But overall, a pretty decent day. Satellite radar just showing a few clouds trying to move in. That's about it. There are storm chances, not tonight though. 78 degrees by 6 p.m., 70 by 8 o'clock this evening with mostly clear skies, a little bit of a south wind at 5 to 15 miles per hour and dropping into the middle 60s by 10 o'clock tonight. We are going to see a chance, and it's been a while, a chance for some showers and thunderstorms as we move through the second half of the day tomorrow. Most of Tuesday is looking just fine, but we do have a slight chance for some strong storms, which we haven't seen in quite some time. So we'll talk more about that in just a little bit.
All right. Thank you very much, Rusty. Now to some international news. President Biden is condemning Russia's latest shelling of Ukraine as residents prepared to head to work and school. The missile attack struck city centers across the country, leaving a number of civilians dead and dozens more injured. The European Union saying the assault on civilians is a war crime. ABC's Justin Finch has the details.
In Ukraine Monday, Russian forces firing off several missile strikes. Ukraine's President Zelensky saying Russia deliberately targeted civilian areas in the early hours to inflict as much harm as possible. From Dnipro in the southeast to this playground in Ukraine's capital city. ABC's Britt Clinett in Kyiv.
This is the biggest attack on the capital since the beginning of the war and the first attack on the city center, making this a clear escalation.
Russian President Vladimir Putin calling its escalation a response to the explosion Saturday on the strategic Kerch Bridge, the longest in Europe, linking mainland Russia to Crimea, which the Kremlin illegally annexed in 2014.
That seems a very clear indication that he not only supported but essentially ordered these attacks on civilian infrastructures.
Ukraine not taking responsibility for the bridge blast, which could significantly harm Russia's war effort.
This was really the only way to get supplies into their troops.
The U.S. joining growing global condemnation of the strikes. Hundreds of Ukrainians seeking shelter in subway stations, singing as the missiles fell. Ukraine denouncing Russia's attacks on non-military targets.
They are targeting civilian infrastructure. Of course, we've had also strikes at the infrastructural objects such as power plants, and our emergency services and our government is doing everything to recover quickly.
An emergency meeting of the G7 group of nations is now set for tomorrow. Ukraine's President Zelensky is scheduled to speak and is expected to request more military support and urge the members to increase pressure on Russia. Justin Finch, ABC News, Washington.
Still to come on the news tonight, an incredible rescue after a carjacker stole a vehicle with a toddler inside. That story when we come back. Now to an incredible rescue caught on camera. A pair of heroic school bus drivers are credited for saving a toddler in Michigan after a carjacker drove off with the child inside the vehicle. ABC's Rena Roy has the story.
Frantic cries for help. This school bus flagged down after a carjacker stole a vehicle with a toddler inside. The mother approaching in tears.
So immediately I got on the phone to 911.
Quick-thinking bus driver Dave Skinner also alerting other drivers by radio. Sue Figueroa spotting the 2-year-old on the side of the road shortly after.
I just saw a little girl, a little baby around the corner standing with a blanket on.
She turns that bus around and rushes to help the child.
Come here, baby. I know.
Bringing the child onto the bus wrapped in that blanket, determined to get her home safe.
I'll bring you to your mama.
Minutes later, an emotional reunion.
Ma'am, is this your baby? He's okay.
It was probably about anywhere from 4 to 6 minutes that Mom didn't know, but probably the longest 4 to 6 minutes of her life.
Cars are replaceable, but I'm glad her child's home.
Police say they were able to track down the vehicle. They are still looking for the suspects, but thankfully the child was not hurt. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
Now, your Storm Alert team forecast with Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins.
So we're getting towards the middle of October, but if you were outside today, it felt more like the end of August or even into September. Temperatures in the upper 70s and lower 80s today. 81 in Lincoln, 78 Hebron, 80 in Grand Island. Upper 70s and lower 80s for all of us. We should be in the upper 60s this time of year, so it's definitely a warm one, but I guess we'll take it as long as Mother Nature wants to throw them our way. Aurora at Penner Bathing Solution, lots of blue sky, a few clouds here and there, but comfortable. Temperatures still in the upper 70s and lower 80s. 80 degrees in Lincoln, 78 Wahoo, still 80 in Fairbury, almost 80 in Grand Island. Aurora at 76 degrees, 77 in York. This is a little bit warmer than we were yesterday, just by a degree or two. 1 degree warmer in Lincoln and Beatrice, 4 degrees warmer in York. So satellite and radar really quiet right now, and I think 24 hours from now it'll still be quiet, but things are going to try to change. So we do have a few clouds just to the south and then a few more off to the west, but a cold front is going to be sweeping through as we head through tonight into early tomorrow morning. Not much going on, mostly clear skies to start the day from one side of the state to the other. And like I said, by 6 o'clock tomorrow evening, pretty quiet. Here's 6, 7 o'clock, still not a lot going on, but this cold front is going to run into some warmer, moist air from the south, and well, we all know what happens when we see a cold front and that warmer, moist air from the south collide. You get thunderstorms, and here they come right there. This is about 9, 10 o'clock at night, so after sunset, these things collide, and we see a chance for some showers and thunderstorms. Some of them could be on the strong side, especially the further east they go. This is about midnight Wednesday. Most of this is out of our region by then, but it will start to ramp up as it heads further east. So areas like Des Moines and maybe even Council Bluffs, Omaha, as we head through the overnight, we'll have a better chance for some strong storms, and then everything's out of here quickly. So these will form quick, and really where they form is going to tell us how much rain we're eventually going to get out of this storm system. Then by Wednesday morning, very quiet, and it's almost like nothing happened. But because of that threat, from about well, all the way up towards Minneapolis south, and this is a big area for a marginal risk, Minneapolis, Lincoln, down towards Wichita, and then areas east will have the better chance for some strong storms. It's just a marginal risk, not a slight, not an enhanced or moderate, but a few isolated thunderstorms could be on the strong side. How much rain are we looking at? Not a whole lot, 1/4 inch in some spots. If you get right underneath one of those thunderstorms though, maybe an inch of rain. So I know we really need the rain, but this would be an inch of rain in like a half an hour. So let's just hope for a nice steady rain in many spots. The threat assessment for Tuesday night, pretty low. Wind and hail is our main threat. Tornado flooding, very low, but still it's not zero. Tonight, the temperatures drop into the middle 50s. We should be closer to 40 this time of year, so that's how warm it is. It has a spring feel to it. That south wind Mostly clear skies tonight, mild southwest wind at 5 to 15. Temperatures tomorrow, notice all that wind coming from the south, middle 80s for all of us, southwest wind at 10 to 25 miles per hour, and that chance for storms in the evening. Then as we head past Tuesday, we cool off after that cold front rolls through on Wednesday, 73, and then into the 60s by Thursday. That'll be kind of a comfortable day. I'm really looking forward to that one with mostly sunny skies, and then back to around 70 Friday and Saturday. And then really cooling off towards Sunday and Monday with those temperatures in the lower 60s. And then another chance for some light rain on Tuesday. It's like maybe this is one last gasp of the severe weather threat, and then we really quiet down and cool off for the rest of the next 10 days. But that severe weather threat is out there, so we'll keep an eye on that.
Hey, I'd love to hear thunder one more time before the severe weather season officially closes out. So bring it on and bring on the rain.
Right there with you.
All right, thank you, Rusty. Now to a look at Wall Street. A negative day today, the Dow falling 94 points. NASDAQ is down 110. S&P losing 27 points. Here are your numbers. You're watching Channel 8, Nebraska's trusted news source. In tonight's Take a Look at This, we cover all things that glitter and glow, from a show-stopping pink diamond to glowing lava following a volcanic eruption. Cole Higgins has more.
You know the saying, diamonds are a girl's best friend. That must be true because this stunning pink diamond sold for nearly $60 million. That's more than twice the expected price. The massive rock is 11.5 carats and is known as the Williamson Pink Star. It's one of the purest and pinkest diamonds to ever come to auction, according to auction house Sotheby's. Okay, so you don't have $60 million to spend. What about 25 million euros? That's the starting price of the latest concept from submarine builder U-Boatworks, a transforming submersible yacht. Yep, you heard that right. The Nautilus gives the wildly wealthy the best of both worlds, or just something else to brag about. A luxury super yacht that can also dive to depths of 650 feet and stay underwater for days at a time. An added bonus, if the sea becomes too rough, according to U-Boat's founder, you simply dive and continue your journey comfortably. So no seasickness here. Finally, dramatic video from the moment a volcano erupted on the Italian island of Stromboli near Sicily. The volcano unleashing a lava flow that rapidly reached sea level. Stromboli is one of the most active volcanoes in the world, according to the National Institute of Volcanology. For Take a Look at This, I'm Cole Higgins.
Finally tonight, the bright orange sticky residue that Cheetos leave on your fingertips has now been immortalized with a giant 17-foot statue of a hand holding a massive Cheeto. The Cheetos brand erected the statue in the Cheeto community of Alberta, Canada. Why there? Well, because Cheetle is actually what the Cheetos company calls its infamous cheesy fingertip dusting. The unique art piece will only be in Cheetle until November 4th. After that, it will embark on a Canadian tour to celebrate all of its cheesy goodness with other Cheeto fans. Rusty, do you like Cheetos?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, sure.
Crunchy or puffy ones?
Crunchy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think my kids like the puffy ones. And that's,
I
think
feel like it depends on the day for me. I like the Cheetos balls or whatever too. Those are fun.
Yeah, there's the 5-gallon.
Yes, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do. We've got comfortable temperatures for the next several days, and really something for everybody. If you like it warm, that's tomorrow. If you like it a little cooler, that's Wednesday. Cooler yet, that's Thursday. 80s, 70s, and 60s for the next 3 days. Chance for storms late Tuesday night into very, very early Wednesday morning.
Rusty just out here making everybody happy.
Trying, I do.
All right, well, thank you, Rusty, and thank you all for joining us. We'll see you right back here at 6 o'clock. Have a great night.
With the Channel 8 News mobile app, you'll be the first to know. Get alerts about breaking news and weather, all in the palm of your hand.
We only do one thing at Comfort Made Mattress Factory, handcraft the highest quality mattress possible. It's backed by a lifetime comfort guarantee. Come see us.
Closed captioning on Channel 8 Eyewitness News is brought to you by Christensen Hearing Analytics.
Is your heart focused on caring for others? At Synergy Home Care of Lincoln, we're committed to providing the best in-home care and service to our clients of all ages, offering competitive pay, paid training, and flexible shift scheduling. Make an incredible difference in the lives of others. Apply today.
Farabee Mechanical is hiring. Are you a welder, Class A CDL driver, or laborer looking for a new job? Join the team at FMI. Travel to job sites across the country in company vehicles with generous per diems, great salaries, and benefits. Apply at FarabeeMechanical.com.
I'm Patty Pansing-Brooks, and I've achieved success by working with Republicans and Democrats. Property tax relief, eliminating taxes on Social Security, and tough penalties for sex traffickers. Compare that to Congress. Too many there look out for wealthy corporate special interests, not us. That's why I'm refusing to take any corporate PAC money. I'm Patty Pansing-Brooks, and I approve this message because in Congress, I won't work for special interests or any party. I'll work for you.
Exceeding your expectations is what we strive for at Colonial Chapel Funeral Home. Our caring staff ensures you'll be well taken care of. Consider using our pre-arranging services and have your wishes documented. Colonial Chapel Funeral Home, committed to excellence and compassion.
As the sun's coming up, we're here to help you greet the day.
Getting answers to the important questions.
What's new overnight?
What's happening right now?
And what to plan for in the day ahead.
Wake up with Channel 8 Morning News.
Next ET, only we're with Gwen Stefani.
That's an ET exclusive, guys.
Her new voice collaboration. And Gwen's big musical plans for her husband, Blake Shelton. Next ET.
Weekdays at 6:30 after Channel 8 News at 6.
How does your adventure start? Is your first step to fuel your mind? Or fuel your body? Is it for the long haul? Or a short trip? However your next adventure begins, we're here to fuel it. Get your free kickback card and start saving points every time you shop at U-Stop. Earn points and spend like cash.
You stop at U-Stop.
It's time for a new shower, but you don't want the hassle. You just want it done. Rebath, from start to stunning. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $1,000 off your complete bathroom remodel.
Synergy Home Care of Lincoln is now hiring. Create rewarding long-term relationships and find fulfillment in a career that goes far beyond any regular job. Work independently with flexible hours and a full benefits package. Apply today at Synergy Home Care of Lincoln.
Tickets on sale now. RocaberryFarm.com.
Tonight, breaking news as we come on the air, Vladimir Putin's revenge on Ukraine. President Biden talking with President Zelensky. Russia unleashing at least 84 missiles and 24 drones on Ukraine. The deadly bombings targeting at least 10 major cities, including the capital of Kyiv. Tonight, the video showing a massive explosion at a pedestrian bridge in Kyiv. A person walking near the blast, then running away. A missile coming down near a playground. Tonight, Putin saying he personally ordered the attacks following the bombing over the weekend of that key Russian bridge, a strategic bridge linking Russia to Crimea, a bridge Putin had personally visited when it opened. Tonight, President Biden speaking with President Zelensky and what the U.S. is now saying. Britt Clennett in Ukraine, Cecilia Vega live at the White House. Back here in the U.S., the horrific scene, the rookie police officer fired from the force after shooting an unarmed teenager who was in his car eating a burger at McDonald's. The disturbing body camera video showing the officer opening the car door and then opening fire. The uproar tonight involving the Los Angeles City Council. The council president now resigning as president 24 hours after a leaked recording. What she is heard saying about a white councilman's black son. Other council members also heard on that audio. The urgent search tonight for a missing 14-year-old girl in Boulder, Colorado. Last seen with two older men at a high school football game. The alleged messages from another state to her friends and what authorities are now saying tonight. The concern at several major airports in the U.S. after hackers based in Russia targeted LaGuardia